Welcome back, traders, and today I'm doing a review of the Sphere 3D Corp, ticker symbol ANY or ANY. This was brought to me by a subscriber via a comment. They requested that I look at this stock and give an opinion on it. I would like to say that I do not own any of this stock. I do not plan to own any of this stock. I'm simply looking at it, doing a quick review of it, and providing my thoughts on what I think about this stock. So I don't own it. It is a Bitcoin mining stock. I don't own it. I don't plan to own it. Um, do with this information what you will. It's all just my opinion here and nothing more. So Sphere 3D Corp currently trading at $1.50. It is down 8% today after hours. It hasn't moved in after hours. It's normal for today and yesterday for Bitcoin mining stocks to be down pretty big. I'm at a pretty big loss the last few days from Bitcoin mining stocks moving due to the Bitcoin flash crash that we have experienced. That's fairly normal for August and September, and honestly going into October. So I'm not too concerned about it. I did buy more of the other Bitcoin mining stocks that I talk about, but I did not buy any of this and I don't plan to at this moment. So the very first thing I see that is a bit of a red flag for me personally is this market cap. 17 million, only a little close to 18 million. That's pretty low for me. I don't love that. Let's look at Bit Digital, for example. They're $217 million market cap. See, they're also down a bit today. What about Bitfarms? They've got almost 500 million. That's Canadian, so it's a little bit less than that. I'm not doing the conversion right now, but almost 500 million Canadian. What about Marathon Digital? They're at almost $2 billion in terms of market cap. Hut, $726 million. So the ones I'm looking at, the ones that I've been buying, are significantly larger than this. The reason this gives me pause is because it's pretty easy to manipulate a stock that uh, has a less than $100 million market cap. 10 people could buy the whole company. So I mean, maybe not 10 of anyone that I know, but you know, maybe a few hundred people, whatever. A small group of people could buy this entire company and completely influence the stock and potentially manipulate it. So um, that's a little scary for me. So I'm not that interested. Also, it was founded in 2007, so that was before Bitcoin. So it's a company that has shifted to Bitcoin. We'll look at that real quick here in a Yahoo article from what news file. This is their July update. So they mined 60 Bitcoin in July, down 8% from June. That's due to, I guess, some issues with high temperatures and dealing with electric in that environment. Their hash rate is 1.1. They had a 75% efficiency use of their hash rate. Another thing that concerns me is here. If I look at the old one, the metrics for July of last year, they mined 12.8 Bitcoin, which is a huge increase this year from last year, 367% to be exact. Note it right there. But that means, and if we look down here, that last year they had 0.1, their hash rate was 0.1. They now have 10 times the hash rate. They didn't quite do 10 times the mining, but they got 10 times the hash rate compared to their zero point 0.1 hash rate last year, which in my mind says that they've only been Bitcoin mining. They've only been mining for maybe a year, maybe a year and a half. So this company probably hasn't survived a Bitcoin, a crypto winter yet. So that is another red flag for me. There was one more, actually two more. This one here, this next one, the cash on hand, 708,000 versus a debt of 1 million. So it's not super abnormal for a company to have more debt than cash. That's fairly normal for a lot of companies. But for a company this small in such a volatile industry, such as crypto mining, having less money than debt and being so small and having such a small hash rate, that makes me a little nervous personally. There was one more. This is the one more. On a year-to-date scale, Sphere 3D Corp is down 23%. Now you might say, well, you just said it was down 8%. That's you said like it was normal to be down. Well, it's normal the last 2 days when all Bitcoin and most cryptos and all Bitcoin miners have been coming down with the crash of Bitcoin. But if you do year to date, other Bitcoin mining companies are actually doing exceptionally well. BitDigital is up 300% in the same time frame. Bitfarms is up 200% in the same time frame. Marathon Digital is up 231% in the same time frame. See the theme here? Hut mining, Hut 8 year to date, 189%. Let's look at CleanSpark. It's another one that's popular. 158%. Riot, 228% up in the same time frame. So that's red flag number 4 for me. So you've got the small market cap, you've got the relatively new to mining. The company's relatively new to mining. Their hash rate, while a little more than half in BitDigital's hash rate, they produce way less Bitcoin than BitDigital does with that same hash rate. Well, they only have twice the hash rate, technically, I guess. Well, a little less than twice. Let's go to their mining update real quick and just take a look how much they mined in July. Was it 133 Bitcoin with 1.78 hash rate for them? So that's a big difference. They're not mining tons of Bitcoin with that hash rate. So they're new, low hash rate, low market cap. Their debt to cash holdings is poor, and their year-to-date performance is poor. For all these reasons, I would be out of this stock. I'd be interested if it started moving up and making newer highs. Uh, that would be interesting to me. Let's look at the cash for other companies that I talked about. So BitDigital's cash holdings compared to their debt. So they've got 35 million in cash and 3 million in debt. Bitfarms, they have 33 million in cash, 31 million in debt. Mara, I think they actually have more debt than cash, but they're also much bigger. And they have a huge Bitcoin treasury trove that they could sell if they needed to. Yeah, 700 million in debt with only 100 million in cash. Now that worries me a little bit, but not too much because Mara also holds over 12,000 Bitcoin that they could sell if they wanted to in order to raise capital. They're also diluting their stock a bit, which I don't love, but they could use those shares to raise capital and pay off debt. What about Hut? Hut has not so great, but they also have a huge Bitcoin treasury of 9,000 Bitcoin, so they can also sell that off at any time to pay off their debts if they wanted to. But they've got cash 15 million, debt 48 million. I don't love that, but again, like I said, they have a huge Bitcoin treasury that they could sell if they needed to. Let's see, what about Riot? Riot's got 289 million cash, 21 million in debt, so they're really doing good. What about CleanSpark? You can see I've looked at these recently. CleanSpark 22 million in cash, 18 million in debt. So with any having more debt than cash with such a small market cap, they're not proven as a miner yet. I can't say that I would be buying their stock at this time. Let me look at the chart, see if there's anything interesting in here that I can get any information from that might be useful. Let's see here. Yeah, so I've been in this chart once before. Got a line here at the bottom. If I zoom out as far as I can, dinosaur, it's here, so I can't go any further back. It's never been this low in price before. That's another huge red flag that scares me. It's never been this low before, meaning we don't know where the floor is. The floor could be 0, it could be 2 cents, it could be $1. This could be the floor here where it currently is. We just don't know. So that's too much risk for me personally to take on. And let's see, what about in the daily? The daily, let me turn this one off. On the daily, we closed under there and we went a little bit lower still. I would want to and need to see this come out of this downward trend right now. So I would need to see this. Yeah, I would need to see this do a lot of things. It's starting to curl up a bit. Maybe on the weekly, there's something more interesting to see. Not really. So yeah, this would need to come back. Yeah, a little bit here. So I would want to see this come out of here. Let's take this one. break this trend line on to the upside, come down to a higher low after breaking this trend line, then come up to 350 here, at least 350, maybe higher, preferably higher to like 375, $4, come back, test 350 or even $3 as support, and then move on forward ahead. So I wouldn't be looking at this stock until it got into the $4 range, to be honest. It would need to break this downward structure of lower highs and lower lows and create higher highs and higher lows before I'd be interested in this stock. So unfortunately for me, I'm out on any. I'm not going to buy any anytime soon. That's the review. I'm much more my conviction lies with different mining stocks than this stock. That's the unfortunate truth here. So please like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content, and have a profitable day.